Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about the anatomy in the human body. Our team is made up by Adrián Valderrama, Saúl Valdez, and me, Jaime Arroyos.
First, we have the generalities of anatomy. What is anatomy? Anatomy is the study of the structure of living organisms, focusing on the organization of organs and body systems. Division of anatomy. Gross anatomy. Studies visible structures, organs, and bones. Microscopic anatomy. Examine tissues and cells. Developmental anatomy. Focus on growth from embryo to beard. Major body systems. Skeletal. Provide structure and protection. Muscular, nervous, circulatory, respiratory, digestive, urinary, endocrine, and reproductive.
So the human body is an intrinsic network of interconnected systems that work together to maintain health in our bodies. So to have all of this, we need the body systems. Starting with the skeletal system, this is made up by skeletal muscles, bones, joints, cartilage, and ligaments. Next, we have the muscular system, which is made up by skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscles. Then we have the circulatory system, which main components are the heart, blood vessels, which are the arteries, veins, and capillaries. Then we have the nervous system, which the components are the brain, the spinal cords, and all the nerves in our body. And finally, we have the digestive system, which the main components of this system is the mouth, the esophagus, stomach, intestines, liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. In order to have health in our body and maintain good shape and all that, we need to have all of these 5 systems in a very, very good way.
Then we have the body cavities. We have 7 main body cavities, which are the ventral, dorsal, oral, nasal, orbital, middle ear, and synovial cavity. First of all, we have the ventral and the dorsal cavity. This is the ventral cavities. It's divided into 2, the tracheal and the abdominopelvic cavity. In the thoracic cavity, we have the pleural cavities, which are the lungs, the left and the right one, the mediastinum, the diaphragm, and the trachea. In the abdominopelvic cavity, we have the stomach, the liver, the pancreas, the kidneys, and the pelvic cavity too. In the ventral cavity, we have the brain, the spinal cord, which maintains the structure of the body. Then we have the oral cavity. The oral cavity includes the lips, the hard plate, the soft plate, and 3/4 of the tongue. It helps for eating, digesting, and taste buds. Then we have the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity is made up of the cribriform plate, the olfactory nerves, which are the ones that smell catches up to, the olfactory bulb, the olfactory tract, and the nasal cavity, or the nostrils, which are the little holes in our noses. Then we have the orbital cavity. The orbital cavity contains the bones of the orbit, which are the ones that maintain the structure of the eye. The optic nerve, which is connected straight to the brain, so it can diffuse the images to it, and it helps with perception of color, sight, and darkness. Then we have the middle ear cavity, which has the tympanic membrane, which is this main bone, which is one of the smallest bones in the brain. It contains the ossels, which are little hairs that catches the sound and transmit it to the brain. We then have the auditory tube and the oval window. At last, we have the synovial cavity, which is the joints of the knees and the bones, which is filled with fluid. It's made up of articular cartilage, which is these two parts of this, the bone, which makes the structure of it, the synovial membrane, which is the outer part of it, and the articular capsule, which is the one that normally breaks when you have osteoporosis or degenerative cartilage diseases.
The planimetry. Sorry. So the body is divided in three planes: the sagittal plane, the transverse plane, and the coronal plane. And starting with the coronal plane. Well, the coronal plane, also known as the frontal plane, is an anatomical term used to describe a vertical plane that divides the body into front, which is the anterior, and to the back, which is the posterior of the human body. In the front, we can find parts like the face, chest, and the abdomen. And in the back, we can find the whole of the back, our butt, and the back part of the legs. The sagittal plane divides the. Sorry, here my friend is a little crazy. The sagittal plane divides the body into right and left sides. This hasn't much to explain. It's like the same in the both sides, just one is right and the other one is left. But there are two specific types of sagittal plane. The sagittal plane, it is the specific sagittal plane that divides the body exactly in the middle into equal left and right halves, and the parasagittal plane, with any sagittal plane that is offset from the midline, dividing the body into unequal left and right. So the difference is that the midsagittal is divided equally, both parts, and the parasagittal, it's like it can be at any part of the body that maintains unequal left and right sides. And for last, we have the transverse plane, which divides into superior and inferior plane. The superior, we can find body parts like the head, chest, and part of the abdomen. And in the inferior, it is basically only the hands and the whole legs.
Okay, now we have the anatomical terms. Yes. First, we have the superior, that is towards the head or upper part of the body. Inferior, that is away from the head towards the lower part of the body. The anterior, toward the front of the body. The posterior, towards the back of the body. The medial, closer to the midline of the body. The lateral, farther from the midline of the body. The proximal, closer to the point of attachment to the trunk. The distal, farther from the point of attachment to the trunk. And finally, we have the superficial, near the surface of the body.
Now I'm going to be talking about the regions of the abdominopelvic cavity. We can see the body like in front of us, so this would be the left side and this would be the right side. So if I turn, right and left. First, we have the right hypochondriac region, which is located near the lower right left part of the ribs, and it contains part of the gallbladder, the liver, and portions of the right kidney. Then we move to the center part of it, which is the epigastric region. It's located right on the upper side of the sternum. This is the sternum, and this is the trachea. So first we have parts of the stomach, the liver, the pancreas, and portions of the duodenum, which is like this part. Then we have the left hypochondriac region, which is located beneath the lower ribs on the left side, and it contains also parts of the liver, the stomach, and the ribs. Then we go to the second part of the regions, which is the right lumbar region. It's located on the right side of the middle abdomen, and it contains parts of the stomach, the bladder, and the spleen. Then we go to the fifth part, which is the umbilical region, like this part, like right up from the umbilical. It's located around the belly button, and it contains the small intestine, parts of the transverse colon, which is the one that goes this way, and parts of the stomach. Then we go to the sex region, which is the left lumbar region. It's like right beside in the lower left part of the abdomen. It contains the descending colon, which is this part of the left kidney, and portions of the small intestine too. Then we go to the lower part of the regions, which are the right iliac, the hypogastric region or the pubic region, and the left iliac. This one has the colon, the bladder, and the reproductive organs on the female and the male, which are the uterus and the penis. And then in this part, we have the cecum, the appendix, and it's located right on the left part of the hip bone. And in this part, we have the sigmoid colon, which is part of this, like normal colon in men, and portions of the small intestine too. And that would be it. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in another video of health and crazy science. Thank you.
Thank you.